Good morning. We are now at Executive Helijet in Myrtle Beach, where we get some of our maintenance done. The plane is not here, it's still in Pompano, but we're on the pilgrimage to go and get it. But today we're going to do a little helicopter work, which is always fun. Well, here we are in Fort Lauderdale at the hotel. We're on our way to the hangar to have a look at the plane and see what the progress is like. Well, here we are finally in sunny South Florida. We're at the hangar doing the finishing touches. There it is, up on the jacks. They're just doing some work with the indication lights for the gear. The greens are, of course, coming on when gear is down, but something's not happening with the red light to indicate that they're up. So that is what they look like when they're up and the plane is in the air. And as you can see, one of the wonderful things from this aircraft is the ability to open it up. So pretty much don't have to remove any of the panels. Let me go to the other side. There we go. So you can see that the whole thing opens way up.
What do you mean the light?
So you can see everything, you can reach everything. And what else we got here? We got our new landing lights on both sides.
Did you text them?
And we've got LEDs for the nav lights in the end. And we have the strobe and beacon. They're just not put on yet, but they will be soon. And we've also got an LED on the taxi light on the front. So this is exciting. Still got a lot of work to do. Well, just an update on our work here. Things are going well, but there's more to do than we thought, as usual. And unfortunately, one of the items is going to require an avionics guy, and of course that's pushing us to Monday because it's the weekend, and I really want to have this device hooked up. I'll share what it is. So, but I have a little loaner car here from my buddy Jeff. This thing is a riot, absolute riot. So it's the end of the day on Saturday, and we are heading now to North Perry Airport, where another buddy of mine has a Robinson, and we're gonna go for a little helicopter ride. I have no idea where we're gonna go, but we'll see. We'll come back then. Well, here we are at North Perry, and we're gonna go for a little blast down the shoreline, down Miami, in Nico's Robinson. This is gonna be a lot of fun. Can't wait. We'll check it when we get to 24 Juliet. 4,500. We're in the Class B, Orlando. Obviously, we've been cleared into it. We had to fly around some monstrous weather back there. We originally were going to fly up to Sebring and then shoot up between to avoid a bunch of restricted and Class B airspace, but then there was this monster that came in. So we had to divert to the east, and we just flew around it. Wasn't a big deal. So now we're pretty much back on track. I don't know if you can see that down there.
Approach Legion 1302, 6.5 for 6, 130 heading. Legion 1302, we're landing for slow, descend and maintain 4,000.
A little bit more to deal with once we get up to 24 Juliet.
608, descend and maintain 3,000.
We're away
3,000, that's just 608.
Approach, good evening, Baron 329 Hotel 5000, we have Mike.
November 329, descend and maintain 3,000.
3,000,
Sorry, November 329 Hotel.
We are in 24 Juliet, Swanee, Florida. This is our intended stop. Stopped and fueled up. And there's a bunch of weather that's all the way around us, so not going anywhere. So I'll leave first thing in the morning and head up to Johnson Regional in Raleigh. But I'm going to make use of the couch, and I have fresh clothes, so I'm going to take a shower in a little bit. When the sun goes down, I'll move the plane from there out onto the apron. I tried to earlier, but I flooded the left engine. I couldn't get it started, hot started, so I'll leave it for a little bit. But this is actually beautiful. I have water, I have food in my cooler. So life is good. Doing 178 knots over the ground, which is pretty awesome.
Skyhawk 600 kilo, radar service terminated, squawk VFR, frequency change approved, good day.
Okay, squawk VFR, frequency change approved, 100% go.
Living up to be the traveling ship that I wanted. So we'll come back when we're uneventful trip up here to Johnson Regional, about 2.5 hours, about 165, 170 knots the whole way, no problems whatsoever. So here we are. It's now Saturday, and I decided to come out here and rode the motorcycle to pick up some extra pieces, extra things that I don't need. That motorcycle, by the way, was the beginning of the Roll the Bones tour some weeks ago. It was in Toronto, and I needed to have it down here in Raleigh because I don't have anything here in Raleigh. So I kind of started up there, jumped on the bike, rode it down on a Sunday through Erie, stayed in West Virginia, and then I was in Raleigh the next day. So that was here. And then in between there, I had to go back to Mexico. And then when I got the call that this was going to be ready, from Mexico City over to Miami, from Miami up to Pompano, and then Pompano to here. So as you can see, ironically, they actually match in color schemes at GS. And I'm doing what I kind of dreamed of doing, which is to have on my spare time come out here and just sort of hang out, clean things up. It's a very nice airport. Nice, very professional, big, lot of schools here. There's some school planes flying in, a bunch of those diamonds. But we kind of take up more parking space than we're supposed to, which is why I stay off to one side. But all looking good. I measured out the fuels. I have some fuel gauges in there, some extra, these FP5s, and they were pretty close. According to them, I have 72 gallons left, but I measured it out with the stick to find out exactly, and I've got 69.5. So that I can attribute to when you set up the FP5s, you tell them, okay, I got 90 gallons per side. So you assume you put 90 in, but when you're filling it, I don't usually fill it right up to the absolute top. I leave room for expansion in the morning, so it's not pissing out all over the place. So that extra 2 gallons that were out there could very well be between 4 tanks, and me not filling it exactly to the top. That could account for the 2. So it looks like the FB5s are set up correctly to take into consideration the amount of fuel that gets returned to the tank. Fuel flow is, or burn is even, because I measured the outside tanks and the inside tanks. The outside tanks were exactly, because I burned them for an hour, and I think it was like 30 gallons that I used for those. I'm not sure, I'd have to check it. Actually, it's against what's left. And then on the center tanks, they were exactly even as well. So, so the engines burn pretty much the same fuel, left and right, which is good news. And not left to gauges, we actually measured it by hand. There's a really cool stick that comes with the plane that measures it exactly. There's one of the diamonds, the school planes. But we're kind of done here. Done everything that I was going to do. So I might, well, I could go home or I could go over there and sit up on the deck and maybe have a beer. I could do that. Or some lunch if I wanted. I don't know, probably just go home. Anyhow, I can't wait to post this and put it up for the first official leg of the Roll the Bones tour. Tomorrow, I'll probably come out and do some pattern work. And then maybe fly over to Myrtle, check out the ILS, test the ILS there, and come back here. And then there's an RNAV here as well. I might try that out to see how that reflects on the 480. I'm still getting used to the instrumentation on how it displays the information. It's a little bit different than what I had before. Not hard, just different. Then I need to start plotting out how I'm going to get back to Mexico, which I need to do at the end of the next week. So that's a bit of a trek. I'm going to have to plan that one out in a few legs, and that should be quite the adventure, which I will film.